Hello and welcome to the training on identifying and reporting bullying. This is an overview of SDIRC procedures. We will answer the following guiding questions in this training. Why is reporting bullying behavior important? How can bullying behavior be identified? And what are the procedures for reporting? Let's begin by reviewing the definition of bullying behavior before exploring the why behind bullying reporting. The definition of bullying behavior within our school board policy has been developed directly from our state's anti-bullying legislation. Bullying behavior, as defined in our board policy, includes those behaviors which are intended to systematically and repetitively cause physical or psychological harm to one or more students or employees. It is important to note that bullying behaviors are both unwanted and repeated and may involve written, verbal, or physical behaviors. Additionally, our definition of bullying behaviors includes cyberbullying. In addition to the more global definition of bullying behavior, it is important to keep in mind that to be considered bullying behavior, the behaviors observed must involve three elements. These elements include 1. Intentional hurtful action. The individual has intent to cause harm to others. 2. Repetition over time. The behavior occurs repeatedly. And 3. An imbalance in power, which essentially means that the individual doing the harm is stronger, either physically, socially, or psychologically, than the intended victim or victims. It is important to keep these three elements in mind when observing student behavior, and if you are experiencing difficulty with determining if a behavior shows the three elements and should be reported, please reach out to your school's principal to review your observations. Now that we have defined bullying behavior, let's discuss the why behind our reporting procedures. First, it is important to note that our current reporting procedures are based upon legal foundations for reporting, both state legislation and school board policies. The Jeffrey Johnston Stand Up for All Students Act is the state of Florida's anti-bullying legislation, which mandates that districts have clearly defined policies prohibiting bullying and harassment in Florida public schools, and also outlines the components that must be part of the school district's policy against bullying. In response, our school district policy 5517.01 on bullying and harassment specifically outlines reporting requirements as related to bullying and harassment behaviors. In addition to the legal foundations, the well-documented adverse consequences of bullying behaviors provides us with another perspective of why bullying behavior is so detrimental for various stakeholders within our school communities. The experiencing of bullying behavior by victims can lead to a wide range of negative social, emotional, academic, and physical outcomes, and the examples of consequences listed here are not exhaustive. Consequences for victims can range from increased levels of depression and anxiety to decreased academic achievement to increased physical complaints. Also, it is important to highlight that victims of bullying are not the only individuals that are negatively impacted by the presence of this behavior in our school communities. Those initiating the bullying, as well as bystanders, and adults with a vested interest in the students experiencing the bullying can be subject to the damaging effects of bullying. For example, research has demonstrated that those engaging in bullying behavior are at increased risk for outcomes such as school dropout, criminal behavior, and substance abuse. Student bystanders who observe bullying behavior may experience feelings of powerlessness or a lack of safety at school, which can impact student attendance or ability to concentrate at school. Finally, those adults who are responsible for students who experience bullying may feel anger or guilt related to barriers or struggles in supporting or helping victims who are experiencing the bullying behavior. Since the why behind bullying reporting is very apparent based upon both clearly defined mandates and the need to support the well-being of everyone in our schools, one might ask, how can I identify the difference between behavior that is mean or rude and certainly should be confronted and dealt with, and bullying behavior, which must be reported and investigated in addition to being addressed by appropriate interventions? The current slide helps us in distinguishing the difference between these two types of behavior. First, please refer to the middle of the Venn diagram. A common thread between rude or mean behavior and bullying behavior is that both types of behavior include actions that are hurtful to others in some way. This common thread often leads to confusion among those observing behavior in determining if what is observed rises to the level of bullying behavior. However, the rest of our diagram helps us in better making the differentiation. On the left, we can see that rude or mean behavior happens on accident or on purpose. However, there is not ongoing systematic intent to hurt others. With behaviors considered as rude or mean happening only once or twice. Additionally, when there is disagreement between equals which involves rude or mean behavior, this would not be considered bullying behavior. On the other hand, as you look to the right side of our diagram, you can again see that we are looking for three key elements to be considered bullying behavior. First, there is a clear intent to hurt others. Next, the hurtful behaviors repeated systematically and over time. Finally, there is an imbalance in power with regard to different domains of functioning, including physical, social, emotional, or cognitive functioning. Our final area of review today is reporting requirements. The first reporting requirement was mentioned earlier in our session and is straightforward. This requirement is that all school employees are required to report violations of the district's bullying and harassment policy. In short, we all have the responsibility to report bullying behavior. It is important to discuss three more specific reporting requirements of which all district employees should be aware. First, all reports of student bullying behavior must be reported to the school principal. The school principal is designated in our school board policy as the individual who is to receive all reports of student bullying behavior. We have a new form in Focus titled Bullying and Harassment Reporting Form. This form can be submitted by students, parents, and all staff members. The bullying report is automatically sent to the school principal. As you can see, the Bullying and Harassment Reporting Form can be found underneath the Forms tab in Focus. This applies for all staff members as well as our students and our parents. As an employee of the district, you may become aware of bullying behavior either through direct observation, parent report, student report, or other methods. If a parent reports bullying behavior to you, you should direct them to submit a report through Focus or to the school principal. In addition to personally notifying the school principal of what the parent has reported to you, next, bullying behavior must be reported within 24 hours of knowledge of the incident. So, taken together, bullying behavior must be reported to the school principal within 24 hours of becoming aware of the bullying behavior. Finally, our board policy indicates that either an oral or written report of bullying that has been shared with you is considered an official report and should be reported to the school principal. Therefore, any written or oral reports you receive must be submitted using the Reporting, Bullying, and Harassment form in Focus. You should also give the principal a copy of any written reports you receive. A question that sometimes comes up in discussion of bullying reporting is related to what happens if the report of bullying is unfounded. As a result, it is important to share the following excerpt from Florida statute, which indicates that anyone who reports bullying behavior in good faith to the appropriate school official has immunity from cause of action for damages arising out of a report or any failure to remedy the incident. This final piece of Florida statute reinforces why it is so important to report in a timely manner, and report to the designated school official, which is the school principal. This concludes our session on identifying and reporting bullying within the school district of Indian River County. Thank you for all the work you do each and every day to support safe and secure schools for all members of our school community. Have a great school year.